does my face always disappear when this happens? Hi. Welcome back. I'm going to be running a whole bunch of different games today, and this is going to be one of them. It looks like running alright. Desktop audio seems to be alright as well, so I'd say we're set pretty good. Granted, the little area that I'm in right now is kind of awkward. Hold on a second. Not gonna look. How is this gonna look? I should probably move this, don't you think? If I put myself in the top left. There's that. Oh. And these. And this. And if I grab them all, move myself up a little, and then shrink myself. That's better, don't you think? I'd say so. Now, I don't know where my junior detective is, but he's probably going to be here. If not, then he's probably also going to be a Biden operative. Not really sure. But I'm going to be hopping around back and forth with a couple of games today. So, you know, I did say that on Twitter. Maybe if I knew how to put tweets and stuff somewhere, then I would do that as well on here. But this is currently where we stand. So this is where we'll be. Or at least a little bit. God, it's been, what, a week and then some since the last time I played this, so... Oh boy. I really hope I don't fuck this up. I think the prosecution is just... Wait, I think the prosecution is as confused as we are. After all, the victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time. And a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes. Lana. Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed. I hope they didn't hold you too long for questioning. We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though. So how'd it go? It says Mr. Wright suspects the police are clueless. I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain. A plea bargain? What do you mean by that? We agreed that if I told them the truth behind this simultaneous murder, they wouldn't see capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma. But Lana, don't tell me you... Much to my regret, I'm as much in the dark about this as they are. Miss Skye. We found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. It belonged to Officer Jake Marshall. What kind of trace evidence? Blood-stained fingerprints, to be exact. That's the trump card I have up my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you? In order to defend my sister, you're going to accuse Mr. Marshall? You have to play the cards we're dealt. Isn't that right, Miss Skye? Do what you have to do, Mr. Wright. Oh boy. Say, wait, where is that junior detective of mine? Oh shit, hold on. Voice acting again. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution is... I'm afraid you'll have to clarify. It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. But the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain in both places at the same time. But that's not physically possible, is it? What's more, I hear the victim from the evidence room just disappeared. Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. Wow, this is one messed up trial. One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. I will present evidence relating to the murder at the police department. In so doing, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself. Now that's what sets Mr. Edgeworth apart. He sounds so on top of things, even though he doesn't know what's going on himself. And that's supposed to be That's supposed to be an admirable trait? Very well. Let the trial resume. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness of the day in the stand. For its first witness, the prosecution calls the suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department. The suspect? You mean the so-called murderer? Ooh boy, things are getting wild from the get-go. Oh, you! Meekins, I believe. Will the witness please state his name and occupation? Yes, sir. I'm Officer Mike Meekins, sir. My occupation is, that would be murderer, sir. So you're telling us that you're a professional killer? Sir, it was me, sir. I'm the one who did it. I'll never kill anyone. Oh my god. I'll never kill anyone again, sir. You've got to believe me, sir. Actually, what we'd like to— oh my— sir, I'm what you would call part of the younger generation, sir. A person whose actions adults can't possibly comprehend. Please, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Help me, sir. Officer Meekins. Yes, sir. Give us your report of the crime. Consider that in order. Yes, sir, as you wish. After all, I'm part of the generation that must be told what to do, sir. Can't fault him for a lack of enthusiasm. Meekins is such a bozo. Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life. Then I did it. After that, I passed out, and another officer smacked me awake. Great job, Meekins. So the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you? Do unto others before they do unto you. That's the Meekins family motto, sir. I see. Then you fainted and a colleague helped you regain consciousness. Yes, sir. He knocked me upside the head, sir. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. I need here more info to work with. Okie dokie, what do we got? Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room. Why? Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not? Yes, sir. I'm in charge of hiring new recruits, sir. Yikes, now there's a scary thought. Evidence transferal was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily performed. I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir. The Blue Badger? Yes, sir, the lovely police mascot created by the Chief of Detectives, sir. This thing again? I was to ensure it wasn't broken during the transferal process. I see. That was my sole mission for the day, sir. I see. Sounds like a very, important mission. After the award ceremony finished that day, there were so many people running around. And I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. Oh, so that's why you went to the evidence room. Tell us, what did you see when you got there? Suspicious man, aye, hold it. In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card, am I correct? Precisely, sir. I have one right around my neck. So then, your ID number should be listed on here, right? Huh? Here it is, I found it. This is the one right here. Could you please read us the number? Yes, sir, it's 4989596. That's my number, sir. I see. Oh, number 4989596. Shown being used twice. Oh. Oh, looks like we've got, what's going on here? Please explain, witness. It's no real mystery, sir. The first time is when I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. And the second time is when I went to go get him after everything settled down. See, so it was during the second time then. Yes, sir, when I was spotted the man in the security room. Yeah, add it to the ID card. That seems very relevant. Hold on, where is... And read it real quick. I've got so much evidence on hand. Check. 4 Meekins. And they spotted each other in the exact same minute? It's crazy. What more do you reveal to me, Meekins? So you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you? It was a knife, sir, a knife! Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you. What happened then? Well, with me charging in on him like that, he looked as surprised as I was. Not exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into. That's what I reacted, sir. When I swung my arms like an octopus, struggling to detain him. That's how I got this gash on my hand. Maybe if you just kept your cool, your hand wouldn't be. When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed the man by his collar. What did you do? What exactly do you mean when you say you did it? I know I don't look the type, but I'm really into kung fu films, sir. The man let his guard down for just an instant, so I snatched the knife from him. You took his knife? I spun him around and performed a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man. Uh-oh. I see. He must have been desperate. The next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in a sea of my blood, and then the next thing I knew... Yes? He punched me in my face, sir! Huh. About what time did you regain consciousness? No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious. Oh, right. According to the report from the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30. He hit me right in the head, too. I woke up crying tears of pain. That's nice. I mean, it's nice that you recovered, that is. When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir. Your mission? Yes, sir, the Blue Badger, sir. I returned him to the entrance before things got out of hand. Well, we can all rest easy now. I believe we now have a fairly accurate picture of what happened. Yes, Your Honor, only one thing remains unclear. The man this officer murdered really the victim? It's got a point. Yes, Officer Meekins? Yes, Officer Meekins. With regard to that, sir, take a look at this. It was sent to my jail cell. Chief Gant delivered it to me this morning. The Chief? Delivered it? What is that? Videotape? Yes, sir, that's absolutely right, a videotape, sir. It contains footage from the security camera in the evidence room. Objection! What? But I specifically asked if there was such a tape, and it was told that it had been mistakenly erased. That's quite a mistake. I just do what I'm told, sir. It's the only thing I'm really good at. It's like communication with the police department's as good as ever. And let's have a look. Show us the video of you murdering the victim. Oh, please stop using that word murder, sir. It scares me. Video of a real murder? Just what are we getting ourselves into? Actual videotape footage? Hello, Badger. Is this gonna be actual evidence? In the same minute, this is all going to go down. Oh my god, it's so convenient. Officer Meekins enters. This is when he gets punched in the face. Oh damn, that shit looks brutal. What next? Oh. What? He didn't walk past the camera again? I see a handprint on the Badger, though. Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirred up within us? What the hell is that wriggling piece of plywood? Sir, that is the pride and joy of the entire Criminal Affairs Department, sir. It's the Blue Badger, sir. Why am I not surprised this isn't going smoothly? Security video added to the court record. Yes, well, anyway. This tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter, someone in the evidence room, and some sort of, activity did take place. Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness's testimony will suffice. Is that alright with you, Officer Meekins? Yes, sir, as you wish, sir. Okay, what do you say, Meekins? His face can't be clearly seen in the video. But there's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do. The locker he opened was unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir. So it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it. What's this about a fingerprint? Each detective has been given a locker equipped with a fingerprint-activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to. Intriguing. That would mean the victim at the crime scene would have to have been Detective Goodman. Very well, the defense may begin its cross-examination. I don't know where this cross-examination will lead. Everything begins with contradictions. That's where I have to start. Alright, Meekins, what do you got? His face can't be clearly seen in the video. That much is true. There's no question. Why is there no question? Oh, wait. But you don't know for sure, do you? You never actually saw Detective Goodman's face. Well, I suppose you might say that. That is, if you must label people as having been seen or not seen it. Since his face can't be identified in the video, only you can verify it. Why is everyone looking at me? If I had to label your stares or disturbing or... Meekins. Eee, what the? Having been shown a questionable video at best, we are not in the best of moods. Now please be more certain when you testify. Yes, sir. You claim the man who brandished a knife on you was the Bruce Goodman. Tell us, why are you positive it was him? About those lockers, is there no other way to open them? No, sir. I myself tried all kinds of methods in the past. They only responded for registered fingerprints, sir. I don't know what kind of methods he's tried. The man opened the locker's lock, which only responds to its registered fingerprints, and he must be the person the locker was assigned to. Exactly my point, sir, and this too. Unquestionably. How do you know that information? I've heard rumors, sir, from people in the know, sir. People in the know? The workers in the department cafeteria, sir, they keep me informed. They also listen to my romantic troubles, sir. For the record, the open locker did indeed belong to Detective Goodman. I verified this information through a more reliable source. So the victim opened the locker with his own fingerprint. However, the most important detail is not shown in this video, the man's face. Sir! If I may say something, sir. Please do, after all, you're the one being examined. I don't understand why the man's face is so important in this case, sir. I mean, it was his hand that opened the fingerprint lock, and it was his hand that tried to thrust his knife into my body, sir. My unsettled state can testify enough to this, sir. Yes, you have a point. The footage doesn't lie. That is, unless the defense can find a problem with it. So right, let's check the court record again. Is there a problem with the security video? Court record. Can I see the video of my own accord? Hold on. There is a handprint on it, but it's probably just from having painted it before. Let me examine this footage real quick. Look at the numbers. The glove that fell. There's Officer Meekins. Officer Meekins' approach. does try to stab him, and I'm assuming that's when he pulls the maneuver. But we never see him leave. Yeah, there's Officer Meekins. But where does he go? We never see him leave. If I were a betting man, that's where I'd put it. Probably. Okay, yeah, start it over. Fragments of the crime scene, a piece is missing. Tag evidence from the SL9, very thin rubber glove. Is this the locker room? It is. Wait, where was that again? Animal lost. Status report. Ah. Screwdriver. This one says A116 or AI16. And Edgeworth said, that makes it seem more suspicious. Who knows? This might be the clue that breaks our case. Wouldn't that be nice? Screwdriver. I don't think that does anything for us. Recovered fingerprints. I don't think that specifically help right now. Yeah, so within the same minute, Bruce Goodman and Mike Meekins entered the same time. All tag attached to it. Found in the car trunk. Allegedly dancing in the evidence room at the time of the murder of the PD. Okay, no, I can't actually examine it. I was hoping the hand could help me out with something. Record of parking in the prosecutor's office lot entered at lot at 512. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna examine it one more time. Something about the vase doesn't make any sense to me. It was at the crime scene and broken. We saw the glove fall too. What can we learn from it? What will this teach me? So he opens it, the glove falls. Looking around. There's Meekins. Follows not too long afterwards. Meekins approaches him, looking at the knife. Where did all that blood come from? There's Meekins. Is that the vase? What is he holding in his arm right there? I would say yes. Regarding the video contained on this tape, there's one thing in particular that seems rather strange. Strange? This contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may not have been Detective Goodman. What? This video contains such a contradiction? Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? I propose we have the defense. Point out to us this alleged contradiction in the video. You would want me to point it out. Shit. Very well, proposal accepted. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence. Now play the security tape. Mr. Wright, please show us the contradiction you speak of. I have to point out a problem in the video? This is the first time I've ever had to do that. You can do it, Mr. Wright. I'll set it up so that you can fast forward, rewind, or pause. Oh, thank God. Please don't play it too many times. I can't stand watching this video. Did this guy ever become a police officer? Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where is this contradiction that indicates the man may not be Detective Goodman? fast forward. Okay, that's pause. Okay, oh, okay, I got my buttons right. Oh. How would I know that this isn't detective? Okay, we don't see him actually do put his fingerprint up. Open it. Oh, falls that. Oh, whoops. Meekins comes in. Oh, nice. Okay, hold on, wait. I want to see the knife. Meekins' hands get cut. I want to look at the knife. It doesn't look chipped at all. It looks like Edgeworth's knife. Yeah, that's Edgeworth's knife. How do I unpause again? Meekins, and then he goes for the stab. Oh, whoops. Oh, no, that's okay. We need to fast forward a little bit. What is this? Where does he go? Hold on. Can't see for certain. That's so lame. Is it the glove? Is that glove? I'll keep replaying. Officer Meekins comes in. Somehow I need to prove that this isn't Detective Goodman. And Meekins gets cut in the hand. Axe him. Slammed. God, this fucking blue badger is so inconvenient. Meekins. Is it the knife? I've got two ideas. Either the knife or the glove. Hold on. I also want to double check something with Meekins. I want to see if he walks in with whatever that little, like, pot thing is. So, oh wait, no. Yeah, this is fast forward. So when Meekins comes in, oh, it's his speakerphone. Okay. I see the knife. Here he cuts him. Knife specifically. And after this, when we go back around, Meekins is passed out, right? So my idea is it's either the knife or the glove. Wait, whoops. Hold on. I think the knife is also very important.
Take that!
Knife? The thing that's strange about this video would have to be a— oh shit! Fuck. Okay, I got chances here. Oh my god. Alright. I was worried there for a second, so, oops. Might as well fast forward then. Can I say the glove? Anything with that? Gotta be this. Yes, this is strange. Something certainly seems unnatural about that. What could it mean? What? Sorry to interrupt, Mr. Wright, but you seem to have forgotten the point of this exercise. Point? What are you looking for? The one... Oh. Oh, yeah. Ooh, I almost walked right into a defense's trap. Yikes. Say it again. There's gotta be something. Can't be Goober in here. Oh shit, whoops. I pressed the wrong button. I'm sorry, VODs. Say it again. Press the wrong button like a maroon. Yeah, fast forward. Can't tell there. He opens it. It doesn't look like it was already pre-opened. Looking around, Meekins comes around. Not the knife. It's not the knife. Is it the wound? Wait, no. Meekins said that he put his... That he... When he attacked him, he put his own blood on him. Is it the passed out Meekins? Oh shit, come on, man. I gotta, what could it be? Damn it. What the hell could it possibly be? I'm getting sick and tired of this song. Is there anything here? He walks in, out of frame. So... Now, by the time that we see him again, just opening it, around. Ah, man. Nothing here to signify. As far as I'm aware, no. Meekins come stumbling in. Wanted to say it was Edgeworth's knife. Brandishes a knife. He hits Meekins in the hand. God, this is so dumb. We still can't see him in this. Meekins' hand is bloodied. Meekins attacks him, tries to disarm him. There's now blood on his shoulder. Meekins then attempts to disarm him. Is there anything else that I'm missing? Is there like another half-open locker or something? What could I be missing here? Didn't close the locker? Could it be? Locker itself? Fuck! I'm glad I could keep doing this over and over again, but like, goddamn. There's gotta be something that I'm missing here. Okay, hold on. If it's not Edgeworth's knife, not the badger. Ain't Edgeworth. Ain't the badger. Blood from Goodman and Lana Sky. Hey, Braden. Braden, could you get my junior detective in here? I'm all types of confused right now. Where is Xander? He can't possibly be at work right now. Meekins and Goodman entered around the same time. This probably doesn't help at all. Where's Xander, Braden? I need help from Xander. I'm confused. Extremely thin rubber glove. Indicator lamp lights up when it's open. Hold on, wait. Can I see if the light is on? I'll double check that. Give him his phone and tell him to hop in. I'm confused. Let's take a look at it again. Can I see the light? Oh wait, whoops. Oh, Xander! Wait, shit. Maybe not. It looks like it's on already. Or like it's open already. Hold on, I wanna see... Is that it? The thing that's strange about the video has got to be this. Officer Meekins. Yes, sir. Sir, do you mean me, sir? As I understand it, the locker apparatus works like this. When you grab the handle, the sensor... Wait, when you grab the handle, the sensor reads your fingerprint. If it's a match, light turns on and the lock is released. According to my very limited experience, that's the way I understand it. If so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture. It's on, right? I thought it might have been the reflection of the light. When the victim reaches for the handle to open the locker, let's rewind to a little earlier. The light's already on, isn't it? Alright, so I was wrong a couple of times, but I was kind of in the right idea. Here, notice the light? What's this? It's already lit. Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle. What? Order. What is the meaning of this? Very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime. But the locker locks are controlled by an electronic system. When a door is shut, a sensor is triggered, and the locker is automatically locked. Oh, I know, it must have broken down. Of course, I'm not an expert in this. It's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would detect and report any malfunction. Oh well, it just goes to show novices should keep their mouths shut. So then, Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation? Me, Your Honor? Yes, why wasn't the locker locked? Me, Your Honor? Yeah, well, you see, this isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator? Huh? Oh, maybe something like jam the system sensor? Something jam the sensor? Say, there's something else that seems out of place in this video. Yeah, I thought so too. There's gotta be another clue somewhere in this footage. Okay, so I think I know what that is. Very well, let's inspect the video once more. The locker wasn't locked. Mr. Wright, please point out the cause for this. Okay. Wait, that's pause. Fast forward. I think I know what this one is. You! Please watch closely. This is the continuation of the part I showed you earlier. Uh-huh. Go on, fast forward. Can I do it personally? Oh no, I can't. What's this? Oh, what's this? Something white fell out of the locker. But sir, it's been my experience that things fall out when doors are open. I often fall out and roll great instances when I open my car door, sir. Whoop. We can't be sure that item was completely inside the locker to begin with. Only about maybe I want to say it's been maybe in not an hour. I want to say between maybe 30 and 40 minutes. I've been on it for a little bit. Just not too long. This is the only thing that we've done so far. I'm still trying to get through the court case, or like this court session. The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door? Inserted? Uh-huh. So that's why they put a really thin glove there. But for what purpose? Who is the man behind the slaughter? This white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor. Oh, I understand now, sir. It's just like my tie. 2 out 3 times to get in the wait. 2 out of the 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get out of my patrol vehicle, sir. Instead of the door closing, my tie chokes me. The object would have to be extremely thin to fit the door. Not only that, it would also have to block the electrical currents. It would need to be an insulator. Oh, how convenient. So far, yeah. If I got faulted for all the things that I did wrong while I was pointing out things in the video, then the trial might be over. I failed like 3 times. Or like I got it wrong. Yes, an insulator, but at the crime scene, it just might have been something like that. There might have just been something that fits that description. But sir, by insulator, you don't mean... I think I finally got this figured out. Very well, will the defense please present the relevant evidence? What was this insulator that was stuck in the locker? Oh, how convenient. Take that. I found this near the locker, a thin rubber glove. But you can't be sure that was in the victim's locker. It has a tag that says SL9 incident. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker. But that isn't the case. A lit lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened the locker. Is that not so, Officer Meekins? Sir! Oh, what the fuck? Order, order, order. So we are to believe then that the victim, whom the witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman? Do not be misled, Your Honor. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? The defense has merely demonstrated that possibility and nothing more. The victim in the video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this. What? Officer Meekins, please testify about this. Sir, me, sir? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh, you mean that, sir? Of course, sir. Is this a joke? Very well, begin your testimony. I'm gonna take a swig of something real quick. My throat is getting dry. Thank God for cold water. There's one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. ID card record. I see. I have the ID card recorded right here, Your Honor. The ID used at 5:14 is that of the victim. No, Xander, don't quote your brother. Just before the crime, Yes, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transfer. Why were there so few people using this room? This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. Special cases? Extremely violent cases involving police staff. Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end. Me too, although it doesn't make much of a difference. There were few cases up for transferal there, and most were cleared by noon. Right, I see. Now let us move on to the cross-examination. What is there to cross-examine? There's hardly anything said. To enter the room, you must use your ID card. Is that the card hanging from your neck, one of those ID cards? Yes, sir. This card right next to my cuff, sir. I keep it here so I won't ever forget it. What if someone were to steal it from you, keeping it out in the open like that? Maybe I shouldn't wear it around my neck. Remember when I said 2 out of 3 times my tie gets stuck out of my car? Hell, the remaining time it's my ID card that gets stuck. Instead of the door closing, my ID card chokes me. Maybe I should just leave this one alone. At any rate, each police officer has only one ID card. Both the police department and the prosecutor's office can attest to this. Please proceed with your testimony. It's a record of it. Time of the crime, the detective had to use his card. Earlier, I believe you testified that when you asked the man to show his ID card, he pulled a knife on you. Yes, sir. He didn't show me any ID card, sir. Don't you think that's odd? I mean, if he had his ID card, all he had to do was show it to you. There wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife. Maybe he just panicked? Everything stems from contradictions. Let's point them out. I'm confused. The problem with his ID testimony is that it's too obvious. It's not like Edgeworth to miss something like this. You're thinking too hard about it. Come on, let's show them what we've got. Oh, well, let me see. Hold on. Could it be? Can only be submitted to the chief of police. 5-9. See, now this is where my mind goes to immediately because the ID was never confirmed, or like it stopped. Let me see. Wait, 5-9? That's not his ID card. ID 5-9. Yeah, no, it goes 5-8. 5-8-4-2-1-8-9. Okay, shoot. Might just start overthinking things, but I feel like that's an important piece of evidence. Huh? Written document dated 2/21 can only be submitted to the chief of police. Five 8-4-2-1-8-9. ID card for Bruce Goodman. Word muffler. 2/21. SL9. The only thing that even remotely seems correct to me is this. 8 loss. 2/21. Wait. Hold on. Things are starting to connect in ways I didn't expect them to. 2/21. SL9. I'll press a little bit more. I want to see if I can get some information. So unlike your earlier testimony, you believe this to be rock solid, do you? Yes, sir. Solid as stone, sir. If my hand hadn't wrapped in bandages, I'd even give the Viva Victory sign, sir. Can he just use his right hand for that? Let's hear him out fully. See, one never knows what he might say until the very last second. And then I ID card, a record of it. Let it be noted that this is the record the witness referred to. Let me see. Yes, that'd be a Detective Goodman. What's the matter? According to this, Mr. Edgeworth, your name is on here. So it is, Your Honor. Not the prosecutor again. Oh, what the? What? It's Taryn. You got the wrong color, kid. It would seem the inquiry committee will want to speak with you again today. I have nothing to be ashamed of regarding my actions or their consequences. Now let us continue with the cross-examination. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth. Must be so difficult to be him. Or for him. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. No, Phoenix didn't do it. So what? Investigator card found at the prosecutor's office. If this was found at the prosecutor's office, and this was at the police, this seems like it would be... Oh, okay, hold on. I think things are starting to connect. I might have the right idea here, but I'm gonna double check real quick. Evidence room on 221. Yes, this was also gonna be reported or submitted in 221. So, let's see. Wait one moment, Officer Meekins. I'm not very good at waiting, sir. I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene. That makes sense. When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. A very important clue regarding the victim's ID card. It is that thing! A lost item reported. It's only half completed. But it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill out this report. Let me guess. You believe this something to be his ID card, right? Can't say for sure, but there is a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card. Order. So now, what does this all mean? It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card. Order. The prosecution have a response? I have only one thing to say to the defense. Bravo, Mr. Wright. Bravo? Allow me to surmise the defense's argument. At 5:15 on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Secondly, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright? Yes. What's he up to? That being the case, we must have inevitably arrived at a single conclusion. If the victim in the video is a fake, then the murder in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder. That is... well, I guess that's right. Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Only moments ago you seemed content at pointing your finger around. This isn't going to end well. What? You can't be here. Well, it seems you finally realized exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove. Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth. The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in the video is a fake, which means the murder did not take place. The police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime. So the real crime could only take place at one location, the underground parking lot. At the prosecutor's office, the murderer being Miss Lana Skye, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. Trustworthy witness? Observe the moment the defendant used the murder weapon. Oh. We got played? I knew that testimony was too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning. Yet, the activities in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim Officer Mika's encountered? And where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman. Just so, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, you have to do something or else Lana... What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess? Shoot, hold on. Now how do we prove that Lana Skye is innocent again? I don't think I have any evidence to prove... Maybe this? I feel like I have to object. If I don't, then Lana's screwed. Hold on. Okay, so I was right about this and the other thing. Got back to his office by Gant's report. Covered fingerprints. Blood traces sprayed here. Found at the crime scene, wrapped in the defendant's muffler, small tag attached. Cell 92. Muffler. Died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. Within an hour and a half, huh? So if the footage ended at 5:15, then something still could have happened within those 15 minutes. Record of parking in the prosecutor's office lot, entered lot at 5:12. Maybe this? I've got to object, I think. One moment, Your Honor. Now, Mr. Wright, don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven. Of course not. I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap. What are you talking about? This cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. The security guard video did not show the actual murder. Oh shit, was I overthinking things? However, it cannot be said that it is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Okay, specifically, large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examinations into the truth of this matter. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. If this court were to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Prosecution prepared? Sorry, Your Honor. Prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident. This just might be my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand. Mr. Wright, you mean... Your Honor, the defense would like to request a specific witness. Oh, whom do you have in mind? Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room. Prosecution requests to hear this person's name, before deciding whether or not to comply. Very well then, Mr. Wright. This person whom you would you have testified, what is his or her name? Officer Marshall. Officer Jake Marshall. Why him? Can't let Edward know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say. Prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare. Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is subpoenaed. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time? We will, Your Honor. Court is now in recess. Nice. We survived a little bit. Without trouble, too. Thank God. God, if I fumbled anything in Meekins' thing, this next one feels like it's going to be way harder. That reminds me, though. I'm going to save. What? Why would Marshall be an Overwatch player? Is it because he's kind of like McCree? There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright? Huh? What do you mean? You called for Jake Marshall? It seems he figured everything out. I haven't figured anything out. Huh? Wait, did this DLC, or like this case come out in 2017? Anna, you're the one who knows everything. Huh? You always know everything. Why didn't you just tell us? Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. He'd be so cold. Oh, the setting is in 2017. I mean, I guess, yeah, in a sense, he could be an Overwatch player. He just takes his McCree playthrough, or his McCree gameplay a little too hard. Do you trust us? Don't you trust me? Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Oh, yes I am. I'll come back later. Oh. Gumshoe. Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? You got a lot of nerve, pal, making a detective run all around while on duty. And on top of it all, to top it off, you call me here? I've seen happier people at funerals. Sorry, Detective. You better be, pal. Hey! I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor Sky. That's okay, so have you brought what I asked? Oh ho. You mean this, right? My apologies, Detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request. My name? Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me. Did I bother you to bring me SL9 incident files? I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy. SL9 incident? Alana, that's... I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them. Can't believe you, the Chief Prosecutor. Can't believe you, the Chief Prosecutor, were a witness in this case. This guy was a witness? SL9 incident files received from Lana Sky. Files for the Joe Dark killing, solved 2 years ago. Take it from me, you don't want anything to do with serial murders. This is the current case right now, Gumshoe. Oh, what? Now that I've brought you this stuff, you're just gonna ignore me? Emma! Oh, why? Why is your name in here? What? My name's in there? I don't know. Unless... No, it couldn't be. Lana! This SL9 incident is that? That's the classification number the police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as... the Joe Dark killings. The Joe Dark? Oh, no, Lana. It's over with, no! Emma, wait. She ran away. You know what? I just remembered. I gotta be somewhere. Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here. Marshall, Angel Star, Damon Gant, Miles Edgeworth? Mentioned Luana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. It can't be just a coincidence. Knowing you, you just might be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. I'd better take a good look at this file. Ooh, we got it to be continued. Save, please. Trial former, trial latter. Okie dokie. Wait, no, okay. I'm gonna take a quick drink again, real quick. Ah, water is so good. Oh no, I don't have Emma. The court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. Hold on a second. Can I read these? Perpetrator Joe Dark, crime serial murder, sentence death. Jesus. Victims Edward Jones, Edith Kirby, Jeb Bates, Neil Marshall, relative of our good pal Jake Marshall, Mitchell Moss, Jason Knight, Head Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, Witness Lana Sky, Emma Sky, Executive Investigators Damon Gant and Lana Sky, Head Investigators Bruce Goodman, Investigators Jake Marshall and Angel Starr. Yeah, well, so we'll work with what we've got now. The court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. I didn't come back. Allow me to call the next witness to the stand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room the day of the crime. There he is! Witness, please state your name and occupation. Me, partner. Me, partner. Oh, I'm just a man, same as you, wandering the trails of civilization. Occasionally helping the elderly crossing intersections when needed. Yes, we get it. Oh, I know, you're a patrolman. As for my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the howling wind calling it out. To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor. Howling wind? I've never heard Edgeworth described that way before. Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day the crime took place. Is that correct? According to the papers, partner. What do you mean? A desperado's soul is boundless as a desert sand. No paper can sum it up. Maybe it's best we get on with this quickly. Please share with us your testimony on the day of the crime. In plain old English. My job was to keep a wary eye on the bone orchard. They said it was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at a street-side saloon at the time it went down. I'm just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammo this time, to hit the trail. Can't say I particularly care for your attitude. Can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems? I mean the security cameras and the ID card reader. I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about those. Very well, what about the fingerprint-activated locks on the evidence lockers? Fingerprint-activated locks? What kind of newfangled doohickeys are those? Goddamn. I feel called out. I say that. I've literally used doohickeys as a word earlier this week. He's not very helpful. He's not good with machines or with following orders. Everyone's got their weaknesses, now don't they, Mr. Prosecutor? This one seems like trouble. Okay, Mr. Wright, he's all yours. Day of the crime. My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Side of the room. Okay, we got several questions to ask. How exactly did you keep an eye on the evidence room? I just made sure nothing moved in the security camera monitor. That room's so still. Every time
even time doesn't there. It was like a caretaker who would inter the recordings. You interred them? Videos of nothing aren't that useful. Time would come, I'd erase the tape. Nothing unusual is recorded. Tapes ought to be erased every 6 hours. Each time I'd erase a tape, it felt like I was erasing a part of my life. This guy has a flair for the dramatic, but isn't good at doing him any good. So in actuality, you don't physically enter the evidence room. Oh, is that so, huh? How strange. Marshall cosplay? Maybe I could do it, but I don't know if anyone would get who I was. He said he was supposed to make 3 rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. But you made the rounds on the day of the crime, right? Ain't you heard a word I said, partner? I told you that ain't my style. I'm afraid I don't understand. No desperado I know lets rules get in his way. The desperados I know joined the police force. So, Officer Marshall, on the day of the crime, just between you and me, I didn't set foot in the evidence room that day. There was a rubber glove stuck to the victim's locker. Do you know anything about that? Sorry, partner, can't say I do. I haven't been in that crib in weeks. How does this guy avoid being fired? Am I? How close am I to Officer Marshall, besides potentially the accent and the fact that we're both of tan complexion? Besides, the room's being the 2 security systems anyway. You used to be a detective, so you used the evidence room in the past, correct? Of course, back in the day, my locker was a gold mine of evidence. Yet you didn't know about the fingerprint locking mechanism? Sorry, partner, I ain't good with machines. I couldn't even tell you how my bike works. Incredible. Sensors on the locker's handles cannot be seen. It's well known that some detectives are unaware of their presence. Now that he mentions it, Detective Cumshoe said something like that too. At any rate, it doesn't seem that this is relevant to the crime. Can you tell us what you were doing when the crime took place? I said that I talk similarly to him. I wouldn't say that we are exactly alike. Gotta move some things around, hold on. I think it'll be easier for me if I have the mic closer to it. It'll be at least a little more comfortable this way, so... How do we proceed? I remember right, I was in a street side saloon at the time it went down. Where the hell is that? What were you doing in a place like that? I was eating spaghetti. Not even Angel's steak lunches can beat the parlor's vongole sepia pasta. Do you mean to tell us you abandoned your police duty to eat some noodles? Not all desperados eat tacos, partner. That's not what I meant. Hope this has at least taught you your lesson. Strange, this is usually where Edgeworth says, did you not want to raise this here? And let's see, Mr. Desperado, out of ammo, Officer Marshall. That's right, partner. Or as you'd call it, evidence. If you plan to pin me to this crime, then you'd better draw. Otherwise, you're just wasting my time. My steel horse is waiting to carry me back west into the sunset. One thing seems clear. Despite being responsible for guarding the evidence room, the witness does not appear to have seen anything. Texans don't take orders from anyone. Everyone knows that. Apparently your superiors don't. Okay, so I have a trump card up my sleeve, so I'd best keep my cool. Before I use it, though, I'd better up the ante. Okay, hold on. So, I feel like the Ace is definitely the blood print. I don't think the videotape shows anything. Officer Marshall, unless that number at the top is his. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that number. Nothing but 7s. Who the hell's number is that? Grabbing the defendant's muffler. Shit. I wonder The only bit of evidence I have on Marshall is this. Street title and the time it went down. They said I was supposed to make 3 rounds a day, but that ain't my style. Whoops. I'm gonna look at this one again real quick. Used to be detective. Works back in the day, gold mine of evidence. Yeah, I'm sure she said something like that. Streetside saloon with the time it went down. I'm gonna try this. Okay, yeah. Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd? That is, you being called in to testify like this. After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime. Yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner. It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind at the scene. Or to be exact, a handprint. Listen real good, partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of the crib. I pay my respects. That is, I make my rounds about once a month. It's only natural my fingerprints would be there. I almost turned Phoenix Texan. I only wish it were, officer. But you see, your fingerprints were covered in blood.
Witness, what is the meaning of this? The bloodstained fingerprints were at the crime scene?
The blood was wiped away, however, a luminal test clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall?
It seems to me, there ain't a person in this room with a head on his shoulders. I take it you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall. About the bloodstained fingerprints. Very well, very well. You may begin your testimony.
What are you doing here? You can't be up here. No, go down. You can't play Ace Attorney. You're not a good detective, or prosecutor, or defense attorney. I know. You're too young to have a career.
Very well. You may begin your testimony about your fingerprints. Out at the scene of the crime.
Yep, that's Pepper.
Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in the evidence room.
One of them just happened to be at the same place at the bloodstained handprint. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprints was by chance.
The bloodstain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? See, I had nothing to do with it.
What? Truly a Pepper moment.
The witness's explanation appears valid, although there's room for doubt.
Life wouldn't be fun without any doubts, partner.
The defense may now cross-examine the witness.
This guy's hiding something. I can feel it. That was my chance to prove it. Alright, so now I need to get something out of him, and hopefully it either has something to do with evidence that I already have, or evidence I'm about to have. One of them just happened to be at the same place as a bloodstain. That seems too convenient. So then, what about the bloody handprint?
Wasn't mine, it's no mystery. Please explain.
My locker is covered with my fingerprints. Just so happened... Murderer touched the locker? Oh, wow, jeez. The chances of that happening are 1,000,000 to 1. On the contrary, one could argue just the opposite. The chances of that not happening are 1,000,000 to 1. Get one thing straight, partner. You ain't gonna get no reward from me with a mere fingerprint. You wanna know why? The bloodstain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Unrelated? They're as different as night and day. Kinda like cereal and cereal. One thing's gotta do with breakfast, the other one's just a type of murder.
Right, although seemingly alike, they're totally different.
I don't see why homonyms what homonyms have to do with this. Didn't you know that the murderer was wearing gloves? That's news to me. How do you know that? I may be a loner, but I still do my job. I keep up on the reports.
There was a bloodstain in the scene, though to be left by the murderer.
That's right. It was found on Detective Gumshoe's locker.
However, no fingerprints were detected on that handprint. Well, yeah, I think we tried that one too. So that would mean the murderer wearing gloves happened to place their hand on top of Officer Marshall's fingerprint. That's the only logical conclusion. Can't let him squirm out of this one. We've got to find something decisive to tie Officer Marshall to the crime. Okay. So yeah, we thought one of them, or yeah, when I talked earlier, the possibility of the murderer wearing gloves was there. So the current situation is that Officer Marshall thinks that, or is claiming that the murderer happened to touch a place where his fingerprints were. Recovers fingerprints from handprints for comparison with fingerprint file. Oh shit! No, I didn't mean to press that. Oh no! I just wanted to examine it. I pressed the wrong button. Shoot. Damn it. I pressed the wrong button. I didn't mean to take a hit like that. Shit. Jar pieced together from fragments found at the crime scene. The print had been wiped. Shoot. A rare weapon, usually in Edward's toolbox, traces the victim's blood, no print. Ammo found in the car trunk. Parking lot with Edward's car, no. Finds blood traces. We'll enter the evidence room. Maybe this. The evidence room 4 plan. Scenes of the stabbing of a detective at the PD. This is where the blood is, right? Extremely thin rubber glove. Only natural my fingerprints to be in the evidence room. One of them just happened to be the same place as the bloodstained handprint. The murderer touched the locker where the fingerprint was by chance. Bloodstain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? Yeah, I pressed him. I accidentally presented. I didn't mean to do that. I'm pretty sure I pressed everything. Let me see. 1 million. Unrelated. Serial and serial. I don't know why how they're unrelated. How do you know that? There's a blood stain at the scene, though, thought to be left by the murderer. That's right. It's found on Detective Gumshoe's locker. However, no fingerprints were detected on that handprint. Yeah, I think we tried that too. That would mean the murderer was wearing gloves. Happened to place their hand on top of Officer Marshall's fingerprint. It's the only logical conclusion. Yeah, because these two kind of just lead into each other, and then this one doesn't make any sense. It's like, he doesn't even really defend himself. It just says that they're like night and day. And then this one claims that the murderer was wearing gloves. How and why, I don't know. Kind of at a loss. The only thing that I feel that can give me somewhat of an idea is either this with the numbers on it,
this, which shows the stabbings. I feel like this. Okay, hold on. I have an idea. I might be wrong though. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna press on this one again. Maybe a loner, but I was still getting my job, keep up on my reports. There was a bloodstain at the scene thought to be left by the murderer. No fingerprints were detected on that handprint. Murderer wearing gloves happened to place their hand on top of Officer Marshall's fingerprint. No, that doesn't seem 100%. Oh, shit, oh, God. I scared myself. I thought I presented something. Locker I used when I was a detective, the locker I still use. That's all. Ain't all that's in there, though, is a heap of broken dreams. I see. Stranger, my prints weren't all over that locker. Apparently, his fingerprints data was never removed from that locker's programming. Okay, hold on, wait. Oh, I missed something. Are you starting to get the picture, partner? Picture? This seal of blood in the desert is just food for the buzzards. There's only one reality, and that's this. Security tape. So long as my trail isn't in air, can't say otherwise. This isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Please consider carefully where you're going with this cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Now then, continue your testimony, Officer Marshall. Okay, here we go. Hey, Xander, you were right. What do you mean by that? You want me to tie this to this crime? You want to tie me to this crime, isn't that right, partner? If so, that video is the only direct evidence you have. That video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots. Blind spots? Places you can't see. The camera's panning back and forth. The floor isn't shown. If someone was familiar with the camera's position, they could leave the room without being caught on tape. We don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright. Well, Mr. Wright, you can show us evidence in this video that indicates Officer Marshall was present. Please do so now. Shit. How the hell would I do that? Oh, whoops. Evidence that Officer Marshall was there? In the video. How would I do that? Not the glove. Then Meekins comes in. There's no way of knowing how he escaped. That's something that always bothered me about this. Not in this one, at least not as far as I'm aware. I just tried to do it. I think that... yeah, no. I can't fast forward or pause. Not when I'm looking at it like through just the regular thing. I don't know. This one's confusing. In the video, how would I prove... Oh, wait. Is this evidence? It's just asking for evidence or the video? Can I go back and see what he said? Because I don't think there's any way of showing that Marshall was actually there in the video. Doesn't seem like it, at least. Weapon used upon No, oh, wait, no, yeah. No evidence in video. Shoot. Is there any evidence in the video that shows that this is Marshall? Or do I have to do, like, a different type of evidence? Damn it, the wording of this is confusing me. Meekins. Why? And then after this, he just vanishes. Unless, hold on. Am I missing something? I'm gonna look at the time again real quick. So it starts at 17:14. Is there a jump cut at any point? I'm gonna look at the numbers now specifically, because I don't think that there's anything in the video, at the very least right now, that I can see. This one's confusing. 21, 17, 14. Yeah, no, wait, this seems like it's going about the right time. I feel like Marshall has all the right tools to hide his crime if he can delete things. But if there's no evidence that the video was tampered with, like now, it doesn't look like it's being tampered with at all. Yeah, so then he probably didn't tamper with it. I can't see anything in this video that would prove that it was Marshall. I can't think of anything. So is there no evidence in the video? How would he... Aside from the fact that he works there and he might know the blind spots, I can't think of anything. Not the weapon. At least I don't think it is. It's Edgeworth's knife, and I'm pretty sure that's the one that's being shown in the video. And then... it was the glove that fell out. Hey, hold on. I'm trying to piece the whole situation together. So, someone who is not Detective Goodman walks in there and opens his pre-opened locker to find something. Detective Marshall would definitely be a suspect for this because him and Angel want to finish this, or like doing it outside of the police force. And then he gets approached by Officer Meekins, and he stabs him because he's not Detective Goodman. He just has his card because they knew each other. They worked on the case before. And then he fails to get rid of Meekins, and he beats him and leaves him, I guess. But also, how the heck does he leave? How would I know something? The only things I can think of as proper evidence is that we take a gamble, and that first number was his. He happened to be doing whatever. Yeah, maybe he was checking in at the beginning of the day, and that's his number. I don't know. And then also, I don't know. Xander, I'm at a loss. I need a hint. I'm confused. Is there any evidence in this video that shows that he is here? Or that he was present? I can't think of a single thing. We can't see the face. Or like, Yeah, it couldn't hurt to try, but I can't imagine what in this video would entail that it is him. That he would dress up as someone else outside of his cowboy costume. What is FF? What does that stand for? Oh, yeah. I guess, yeah. Okay, so let's give it a shot. Very well. Allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall. Tread it carefully, Mr. Wright, or you might wind up being the one making the mistake. Now then, let's have another look at the video. Show us this incriminating evidence. Yeah. Ah, okay, hold on, wait, let me get my buttons right. Let's pause. Fast forward. Where would anything here? Watch. Hand. We know now that this was open because of the glove that was in the way. Can't see for certain who it is here still, and assuming that they are still wearing gloves. There's Meekins. Okay, hold on. Stabs him, pushes him, tries to stab him. And there's Meekins. Okay, hold on a second. Oh, hold on, wait a second. Something, I just realized something. What is this? Wait a second. Yeah, no, wait, that's not at the beginning. That's not there at the beginning. Wait, what? But how? So yeah, he opens the locker. Meekins comes in. Yeah, it's still not there. Punches him. They scuffle for a bit. Still not there. Meekins is done. He's out. There it is. Is it this? Bringing our attention back to the security camera. It's a mistake I'm afraid you'll soon not forget, Officer Marshall. The days are short in Texas, and so are our tempers. Could you sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less? Very well. You can clearly... Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In 8 words, you can clearly be seen in this video. Exactly 8 words. Not bad, partner. The key lies in a certain locker shown in the video. Oh man, I feel smart. I was right. I didn't even notice that the first several 20 bajillion times I tried that. I had to really look at the screen. That was insane. Because I had a feeling, if I remember correctly, that the Officer Marshall's locker was that one or around that general area, but I wasn't sure if it was fully being shown, and so I just kept looking back at it to see maybe if he left a handprint or something. Oh man, I feel smart. A locker with a white cloth sticking out, that was the witnesses, I believe. Now then, let's rewind the video a bit. Phoenix, can we pick up the pace a little bit? We have the ability to fast forward.
Oh, the white cloth, it's gone. What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall?
When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. Then it suddenly appeared, and there's only one explanation. Yes, it is a yippee moment. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away.
Order, order. It would seem that's only... Hold your horses.
Sorry, partner, but you got the wrong man. So what if my locker was open? That doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it. I'm pretty sure it does. The murderer needed to hide something, so he opened the locker and stuck it in. It's not my fault he happened to choose mine. Why is everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man? Yikes. This guy isn't just playing dumb. He is. He really doesn't know. Who's gonna tell him? I hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker. Oh yeah? I call your bluff. You say I opened that locker, now prove it. Fingerprint sensor. We talked about this earlier today. The lockers can only be opened by the detectives they belong to. Oh, what kind of crazy talk is this? Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this. In any case, the lockers aren't that obvious. There are even some people in the force who don't know about the fingerprint locks. So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in 8 words or less? Ooh. What? No, you're not the sheriff in charge around here. I only got 1 word for you, partner. No! Order, order, order. Witness, explain yourself. This is a joke. It's the worst I've ever heard. He's got his beef jerky. I assure you this is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime. Olay, please answer the question. What is he now, a bullfighter? That's right, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure out the rest from here. Can? Have a look at these floor plans. There's no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yet Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall. If that's so, then where was the witness? It seems Mr. Wright has an answer. That's right. The only possible conclusion. Well then, let's hear it. Where was Officer Marshall at the time of this crime? Was he not by his locker or at the entrance? Oh shit. This one will cost me if I'm wrong. So the victim and the killer are here. They're scuffling about. Don't know where they went. Or are they trying to incite that? Hold on, wait. Wait, oh shoot. Wait, but who's the victim in the situation again? I forgot. Are we still under the assumption that Meekins did something? Or is Meekins the victim here? Because I was thinking about it a lot, like in the sense that, oh, you know, maybe this really was someone else. But I forgot my initial theory that that Marshall could have been impersonating Goodman, and that's why he didn't want to get looked at by Meekins. And so maybe he was the killer, maybe. No, you can't be up here. I can't play with you right now. And then V is the white coat man? Okay. So we're still under the assumption that V is Pepper. Okay, maybe. So okay, hold on. I'm willing to bet on that one first, assuming this is the white coated man. Officer Marshall was standing right here. There, but that's where the oh, okay. That's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was. Correct, unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. I believe the victim in the video is Officer Marshall. It was you dressed up like Detective Goodman. But that's preposterous. Officer Meekins witnessed the detective on the crime scene. Once he saw the man's face, he'd know for sure. May I point out to you that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman? He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted. When I entered the evidence room, I asked him to show his card, sir. Yes, and how did the Detective Goodman respond?
He suddenly pulled the knife on me.
Yeah. Something about the officer's story puzzled me. That man had his ID card, why didn't he just show it?
Yes, he would have needed. He would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it.
The answer is simple. He couldn't show it. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on his ID card.
Oh, I get it.
If he showed that, his cover would have been blown. Officer Meekins would have realized the man wasn't Detective Goodman. You have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall? Ooh, he's tearing at the jerky.
You got quite an imagination, partner.
We got a term for that. It's called circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence? He's still denying it.
You're gonna have to do better than to break a detective.
Wait, you're gonna have to do better than that to break a detective? Unless you have hard evidence proving I dressed up as the victim.
I can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition.
I can't say I care for your beer, but you don't see me complaining.
Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that Officer Marshall dressed up as the victim?
Well, who am I kidding? I don't have anything like that. I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. Seems you're the one who couldn't take the desert heat. Ugh, this can't be happening. It's so obvious he's the one. What can I do?
Oh, is Edgeworth gonna clutch? It looks like you lack an experience. Your lack of experience has finally been exposed.
Uh-oh, nope, never mind. He's just making fun of me.
I'll pass on to you what someone has told me when I was just starting out. When you run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics.
Basics? For me, that would be what Mia used to tell me. Phoenix, try thinking outside of the box. I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise, but rather I should look for evidence that came about because he was in a disguise.
How do you think this locker was opened in the first place? What do you mean?
There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. Yet he did, despite the chance it might be discovered later, as it has been. Which means he didn't originally plan to open his locker.
According to the defense's argument, Officer Jake Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. Then after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason.
The fact that a white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that he opened it in order to put the cloth inside.
So what exactly is this piece of cloth?
Perhaps this video is the key to all our unanswered questions. I don't have any evidence, so this video is my only shot.
Very well. Let's take yet another look at the security tape. After committing the crime, the witness opened the locker to put away the white cloth. Please show us why the witness had to open his locker.
Oh, god damn it. Why in the hell would he have to do that? Okay. What the hell is this white cloth that he had to put away? Assuming that he is the detective here in this situation? This white cloth, whatever it may be, which I have an idea, could be just the disguise. Since it got dirtied. It's the only white outfit type thing that I can think of. Okay, hold on. I'll give this a shot. It's the only thing I can think of right now. For some reason, you disguised yourself as Detective Goodman and entered the evidence room, though I don't know to what end yet. However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged in on you. When asked to show your ID card, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked. The white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood.
A bloody white coat?
You couldn't just walk out like that, so you hid the coat in your locker. Not bad, partner. Oh, thank God, I figured it out quickly. I don't have to be tormented by the blue badger anymore.
Now then, Officer Marshall, are you ready to tell us the truth?
Looks like I underestimated y'all. I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, you were only half as persistent then as you were today. We all wouldn't have to be here now, would we? Officer Marshall, tell the court what you did, all of it. All right. Seems like the time has come. Oh boy, lore. Oh wait, no, never mind. God damn it, I thought we were getting... Is he still gonna... I hope I don't have to fucking cross-examine this and be like, oh, well, he's still lying, guys. I had to do it on that day. I just couldn't stand by and let it die. I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out and managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on the camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15.
So the supposed victim was really you. There's one thing I still don't understand. Traces of a large quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be?
Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. My guess is he's the donor. It was way too much blood for such a small donation. Marshall's confession. Oh my God. I've got to cross-examine it. When you say it, you mean... You even have to ask, partner. SL9 incident. 2 years ago has passed since that case was closed. It was going to completely end with the transferal that day. Not if I have anything to do with it. That incident's not over. But what did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room? When a case is closed, only the case's lead detective can look through the evidence. I wanted to have a look at it myself one more time. No matter what the cause. I don't care what anyone says, partner. That case is mine. Fine, boom sound effect. But Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of the investigation. Why does he care so much about it? That day was my last chance. That's why Why did you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman? I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transferal. I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere.
So you did it to fool the security camera? And the detective's ID card?
I stole that the morning of the incident. So that really was why Goodman started filing out a lost item report. I returned his ID, left it on the floor in the prosecutor's office parking lot. The ID part I found on there was left by Officer Marshall? So essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. What do you mean, partner?
I mean the fingerprint activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprints. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that locker yourself. You could because the rubber glove just happened to get stuck in the door. That means Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall.
He pulled a knife on Officer Meekins and tried to drive him off? Let's just say I was a little surprised. I only planned on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time.
Officer Meekins certainly is a one-in-a-million type person, mistaking a detective for an intruder and demanding to show his ID.
I'll have him think a little more about his race this year. When did Edgeworth get so much influence? Anyway, he threw himself at me and I ended up cutting him slightly. I'm sorry it had to turn out that way. Me knocking him out and everything. By the way, what happened to your knife? Oh, you mean this one? I don't know what to say.
So you knocked Officer Meekins out and...
Uh-huh. So you did your research beforehand. Those who go in the desert unprepared don't live long, partner. I didn't think you would make a difference, though. The security tape is erased every 6 hours. If I had gone and planned, if all had gone as planned, no footage would have been left.
However, you bloodied your coat in the struggle with Officer Meekins.
someone was in the security room when I came out, the jig would have been up. I opened my locker and stashed it in there. Where was Officer Meekins during that time? What else? He was sleeping like a baby.
So what we're saying is, on that day,
there wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. But the blood found at the scene certainly indicates a crime took place. What are you, blind? The victim shown on that tape is me, and I'm not dead yet, partner.
so you stole the evidence from the locker?
Actually, no, I didn't.
Why not?
When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone.
What? Mr. Edgewood, where is that evidence?
It's still missing, Your Honor.
Detective Goodman's locker was already empty? Someone else stole the evidence.
Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing? Fire away, partner. It's a free country. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer.
Why did you do this? Stealing a detective's ID during a injuring a police officer? This is no small offense. Moreover, you're an officer yourself. This will have serious consequences. You can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in salary. Not that salary cuts are ever a valid solution.
He lost somebody. Somebody died in there with the same last name as him. Like I said, this isn't your case. This one's mine. And I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with.
The witness has an unusual amount of zeal. Let's hear more.
I can't just forget the SL9 incident. You know why? I think I might know why, but I'll ask anyways.
The case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it? That's the reason the evidence was stored in the evidence room. Joe Dark was convicted for his crimes. One thing I can't say for sure is he deserved his sentence. I remember the Joe Dark case. It involved serial murders, didn't it?
I don't intend to complain about how it turned out. There's something that still bothers me. Something went down at that trial. Something no one will talk about.
What happened?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out. Why is he so concerned with that incident? Maybe I should present him with the real reason. Yes. Oh shoot, I overshot it. Okay, so we will present with this.
Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I think I know why you care so much about the SL9 incident.
Sounds like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner.
I have the SL9 incident file right here. The name Marshall is mentioned in here. In a list of murder victims. Neil Marshall. Are you related to this man? Neil Marshall?
Yeah, I'm sure you've heard the name. 2 years ago. Whoa! You received the same lousy prosecutor award you got.
What? A prosecutor? You must be talking about a King of Prosecutors award. Now I remember, Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SL9 case before I did.
That's right, he was killed. And the case fell into your hands.
But what's his relation to you?
He was my brother. Oh man. He pulled off the hat and everything. This is serious. He was investigating the murder with Damon Gant, the deputy chief of police. The group of detectives I was a part of worked under them. We were desperate to prosecute the killer. Joe Dark. My brother fought Dark and was killed. That was the first time Dark left behind any evidence. That was all we needed. He was arraigned? Not arranged. He was arraigned and incarcerated. The case was finally closed. At least according to the public record.
What do you mean?
My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight.
And that's it? That's your reason for your insane actions?
There's no more to my brother's death than what the records say. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me.
Well, at least one thing's for certain. Now we know what happened in the police department on the day of the crime.
That was the last day the SL9 case could have been reopened. Not satisfied with the resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence. Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled.
Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day.
The thing that happened by chance never ceased to amaze me. At exactly the same time the murder at the prosecutor's office, this fake murder was going on at the police department. Chance? It's gotta be more than just that.
So if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means the murder in the prosecutor's office parking lot was the real one.
Which in turn means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye. No. But wait, a verdict wasn't reached in yesterday's trial. Which is why we examined the incident at the police department today. But there's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department. It seems to me this boy's got the draw on you, partner. All of the mysteries at the police department have been resolved, no doubt about it. Also, murderer took the place of the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lana Skye, and the testimony of Miss Angel Starr is completely incontestable. If you have a response, make it a single word or less. Objection! Oh, fuck. Oh, come on, Phoenix. Ah! I rest my case.
It seems the trial has reached its conclusion. There's no room for doubt.
Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time disproving the alleged murder at the police department. No doubt what I proved today is true. The apparent murder on the security camera tape really was fake, but I didn't realize I would end up proving Lana guilty.
Now then, the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant.
Hold it. Emma? Your Hunter, wait. Emma? The defense has an objection, a scientific objection, right? What do you mean, right?
Mr. Wright, are you this girl's guardian?
Your Honor, in a sense. Please, Your Honor, all I'm asking is for a minute of your time. Please hear me out. Mr. Edgeworth, please. I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3. I was kind of in a shock. I mean, finding out the SL9 incident referred to the Joe Dark killings? Now that she mentions it, names of both Sky sisters were in that file. But that's when I figured it out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do on that day. So I knew this fingerprint had nothing to do with the crime. That left only one thing, the other handprint.
You mean the traces of blood found on Detective Gumshoe's locker? But no fingerprints were found on it, right?
No, but I figured if I examined it scientifically, I'd sure to find a clue, so I went over there and looked at it again. So did you find something? No. Huh? Sorry, I guess I'm not much of a scientific investigator after all. Is that all? Please don't be mad. I'm just a high school student. I'm just an attorney. But Mr. Wright, those traces of blood are the only clue that we have. We can't find something wrong with them. Please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional. If anyone can save Lana, it's you. Me? Oh boy.
Time's up. Now then, Mr. Wright, with regard to the incident at the police department, does any reasonable doubt remain?
Yes, the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. Looking at the floor plans, a handprint was discovered around here. Is there a problem with this? Mr. Wright, I'm sorry, I can't be of any more use.
Still, if we can't find anything wrong with that blood mark, Lana will be... Please answer my question, Mr. Wright. We don't have all day.
Yes, Your Honor. Ever I've needed to concentrate, it's now.
What could be wrong with that handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker?
God damn it, why is there so much trial in this?
Could there be something I'm missing?
I object. I have to.
Hold on a second, what just happened? Stream disconnected?
When did that happen?
Are we back? Are we...
Are things sounding alright? How are things looking?
I wasn't really sure how to appropriately handle that. It said that stream had disconnected and that it was trying to reconnect. I could have left it alone, maybe, perhaps, but I just clicked on the reconnecting and then it stopped. And then I just restarted stream. So I guess if something happens again, then we will continue, because nothing else stopped. Streamlabs was still open. And Ace Attorney didn't close. Xander, how are things on your end? Are things looking alright? Do things seem okay? We're lagging? Is it like me, my stream is lagging, or is it you? Because everything looks alright on my part. I'm not having any errors appear. If you want to refresh it real quick, that's perfectly fine. I haven't pressed anything yet. I'm still just talking, I guess. I want to make sure that things are alright before I proceed. I'm gonna double check that on my end too. I'm gonna look at my phone real quick. So I'm gonna say a couple of things and see how they turn up. On my side, at least on when I can look at my phone, I think I sound alright. It looks like it's not lagging. Yeah, I guess I'll continue as is. Doesn't seem like there's any too big of an issue, so I'm going to proceed and hope that this is... hold on. Yeah, we'll just continue. The only thing that seems clear is your grasping, Mr. Wright. You've been staring pretty intently at those floor plans. Tell me, is there a problem with them? Yes, this is strange. Take a good look at these floor plans. Something's missing. Missing? You mean something hasn't been drawn on there? Yes, something that, when drawn, will completely change the meaning of this blood mark. Let us pray the defense isn't simply trying to buy time. Very well, Mr. Wright. All this evidence here, there's gotta be something I can use. The question is, which item can provide or can prove something is missing in the floor plan? Shoot. Crew? Something... Blue Badger? No, it couldn't be. What's wrong, Xander? What's up, Braden? Can I look at the floor plans real quick? There's that puddle of blood over there. There's these 2 blood marks. My sign attacks can print a longer indicator. Hold on. Traces of old blood on this jar. This was evidence of this Hall 9, so the blood must have been from back then. Okay, I have an idea then. What? Why am I a monkey? As they say back west, even a blind man can hit a buckshot. That is, so long as he's facing the general direction. It seems Mr. Wright's not only sure which direction to face. It's no use. The more evidence there is, the greater the chance of me being wrong. Just calm down, Mr. Wright. Try and remember what evidence room was like on the day of the crime. Oh, shoot. Okay. Okay. I thought... We got the rubber glove, that's taken care of. This is taken care of too. I don't know what this would do. It doesn't look like it would help at all. What? Well, I can pick things. Which item can prove something is missing in the floor plan? Is it the blue badger? What about that piece of plywood? The blue badger, mascot of the police force. Defender of truth, guardian of proof. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Please look at the floor plans on the crime scene. The blue badger is not here. So watch what happens when we put him in. This is where he was dancing all the time of the crime. Well, what? That's right. So long as the blue badger is dancing here, it'd be impossible to place a handprint at the spot of the locker. Ooh. Okay, I'm not as dumb as I appear. What? So that means, just exactly what does that mean? It means it can't be done. What are you saying? Blood traces were undeniably found on that locker. Don't look at me, I didn't put it there. Mr. Wright, think it through scientifically. Emma. That afternoon, Officer Meekins was the one who brought the blue badger to the evidence room, right? After he put it down, it would be impossible to leave a handprint at the locker. So that must mean this blood mark was left there before the blue badger was brought in? Just one moment, I will not allow such a far-fetched balderdash in my courtroom. It may sound far-fetched, Your Honor, but it's the only possible explanation. On February 21st, in the police department's evidence room, blood was spilled not once, but twice. But how? One time was captured on this tape, taken by the security camera. Officer Meekins cut his hand from which a trivial amount of blood fell. The problem is the other time. Would that have been 6 hours already? Someone bled prior to the struggle shown on this tape. It had to have been. It had to have been Detective Goodman when he was really murdered. That's ridiculous. I refuse to accept your absurd claim. The murder portrayed in the security tape had been proven to be fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found on the locker. So then, assuming this murder you purport really happened, when did it take place?
I demand you show evidence to prove that it occurred. When did the first incident occur?
To summarize, the defense's claims that prior to Officer Meekins being cut by Jake Marshall, who was posing as Detective Goodman, another incident took place in the evidence room.
That's right, the blood mark on the locker proves this.
Very well, tell us then. When did the first incident occur? As Mr. Edgeworth said, proof must be presented.
Proof that shows when the murder took place. There's only one piece of evidence I can show that.
Now then, will the defense please present its evidence? What shows when the first crime took place?
If I were to guess... Yeah, no, that doesn't show time. Probably this. I almost pressed the wrong button again. I would guess that.
I'm gonna run through my evidence real quick though.
I guess it's the only thing I can think of, so the crime took place inside the evidence room, then the killer would have had to enter it, and in order to do so, an ID card would have been required.
An ID card? Oh, the ID card record. Officer Meekins brought the blue badger panel into the evidence room at, let's see here, 4:50. The crime took place before that time, then it would be 4:40. Oh! Oh! Miles Edgeworth, just what have you done?
I never would have figured you had the nerve, boy. Drop the act, witness. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out it couldn't have been me. Nope, I ain't getting it.
I'm afraid I don't understand either.
It's clear from the luminal test that blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood. That means the blood from the first crime was wiped away by the real murderer. I would have had just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carrying his body away and clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that's physically impossible.
That would mean the crime must have taken place before Mr. Edgeworth entered the evidence room.
Let's look at the chart again. There's only one other card number remaining. 77777777. Talk about a lucky number.
Wait, that doesn't make sense. How could Detective Goodman have entered the evidence room?
Since there's no record of his card being used beforehand, he must have entered along with the real murderer. That's the only plausible explanation. He went in there with 77777777.
Mr. Edgeworth, please look at this ASAP, or look into this ASAP. Find out whose ID number is 77777777.
That's 1 7 too many, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of that ID card, at least at present.
What?
Explain yourself, son. The ID number 77777777 belongs to someone with a rank of captain or higher, someone who is a so-called executive officer. We don't have the authority to inquire such a person's identity. Welcome back, Xander. We had a little bit of a scuffle, a little bit of a kerfuffle. I couldn't quite tell what was going on my end. Well, actually, no. It was a bit of a weirdo. I think Streamlabs crashed or something. Or oh, wait, what the? What? Streamlabs is bugging out again. Streamlabs, what was that? I'm watching my, not my frames, but like my things, it's dropping and rising. I might have to end stream, well, I'll wait and see. But, yeah, I'm gonna finish this up real quick, and then I'm going to hop onto the last game for today, and then, yeah, we'll call it for today's stream. But, yeah, so, Streamlabs was being weird. It still kind of is, but, I don't know. I guess I'll have to take a look into it. This is genuinely a Streamlabs problem, because Streamlabs did not close, neither did Ace Attorney. Like, the only thing that happened was I saw a little notification that said that my stream had disconnected and it was attempting to reconnect. Now, maybe I went and had a little bit of a fault where I wasn't supposed to click the reconnect button, but I did, and then it ended the stream, and then I just started it up again. So maybe I'll just let it reconnect next time instead of just, like, doing anything, but we'll have to see when next time is. But yeah, so we got back to it, and I think I've done a good job. I haven't made a mistake since. But that's ridiculous. Just how... I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. There's one situation in which we can be granted such authority. If an official charge filed against an executive is accepted. An official charge? You're all alike, aren't you? With your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how the prosecutor's office operates. I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would appreciate it if you would keep your slander to yourself. Slander, is it? Okay. Let me ask you a question. Yes? No, not you. To her, the defendant sitting over there. Your own little executive. But Lana? Don't be stupid. She's been charged with murder. Of course we've looked up her ID number. It's not 77777777. Don't play me for a fool, partner. That's not what I want to ask. All I want to know is one thing about that incident. SO9 incident? Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. In that trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence? Is there more trial? Do you need the witness to repeat his question, Chief Prosecutor? I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for that trial. At the time, occasionally, we felt the powerlessness of the law. At least I did. Lana, I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. Before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law. Defendant, what are you saying? I'll ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all the evidence in court? Can you look me, an investigator in that crime, in the eye and say you did? Chief Prosecutor, you didn't. I don't have to, Officer Marshall. Why won't you answer him? Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to, in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. But Lana, even if it involved forging evidence, she lied. See, that's what I'm talking about. No. No! Order, 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 order! Lana's remarks caused such a stir. The chaos in the courtroom could not be quelled. The conclusion of the trial would have to wait until the following day. Yeesh. Well, talk about a turn of events. No worries, you can always rewatch the VOD if you ever want to see these types of moments when they happen. Okay, but we're going to leave it there. So I'm going to go to BRB and I'm going to set us up for the final game of the day. Probably for the night. So I will do just that. I will BRB. See you in a bit, guys.